So this is our second chapter from CS-1, data structure. We'll start today with data structure. So first you should know basic concepts related to data structure. So these are very simple terms, but it is there in your board exam in 3 marks. We have 6 to 7 definitions related to basic concepts of data structure. So any three can come in your board exam. So this is not easy. This is not like, don't take it lightly. A question to be easy either. But many times this question is there in your board exam. So first definition related to data structure is data. What is data? Data is basically set of values or simply values. Means whatever the things, okay, there's like, for example, students data. So number of students in your class is basically the data of your class. So this is example of data. What is data? Basically set of values. Next is group items. Group items, basically when we are collecting data, so we have to see that data is going to store in one place, in one unit or in one area, or we need multiple arrays to store data. So group items where the data can be divided into sub items. We have many that type of attributes, we can say, where we can divide our data. Just like I've taken one example of name. See, in name you must have three fields: your first name, your middle name, or your last name. Okay, you can pick, write middle name here and last name here. So first name, middle name, and last name. So here your one group item is divided into three individual items. Now first name you cannot divide it further. Last name you cannot divide it further. Middle name you cannot divide it further. But name you can divide into three fields or three parts. So whenever we are storing data, so every time it stores in the elementary form, means we need individual array for each elementary item. Means if I want to store name, then I need three parallel arrays to store first name, middle name, and last name. Okay, so what is group item? Group item is basically data items which can be divided into sub items. Now next is elementary items. Elementary items means data items which are not divided into sub items. Means which you cannot further divide into sub items. These are called elementary items. I've taken two examples here, like pin code of your area. This you cannot divide, means you need full information of that pin code in one field. Like in Navi Mumbai, it is 400706. So I need all six number to get the idea of area. Okay, what is the area? Same way mobile number, it is 10-digit number. So if one number or half number is missing, then you cannot use that. So you need full number. So this is a single item or an elementary item. So whenever we are storing information, always your data should be in elementary form. Means we need one array, single array to store elementary items. In group items, if it is consists of three fields, so we need three parallel arrays to store in memory. Understood these three terms: data, group items, and elementary items. Can you give one more example related to group item? Anyone?
Subjects.
Yes, you can say
Subjects.
subjects. You can say subjects, right? Or any elementary item.
Uh, com- Wait. Any one of the
Okay.
subjects from the subjects.
Yes, you can say
Yeah.
that. You can group item one more date of birth is there where you have month, year, and date. Okay, so these are the example which you can give for group items and elementary items. And next term is entity. Entity is basically when you are going to store one information. Okay, I'm storing the information related to student. The student is my entity which has certain attributes or properties, means which has certain fields or properties or related information where we can assign the value of student. Just like I have taken one example, I have see this is entity of student. The student is basically entity which has certain attributes. What are those attributes? Name of the student, age of the student, gender, and education of the student. So these are called attributes of entity student. Understood? So what you can means you can say that it's a file name, just like it's a file name. The entity means which has certain attributes or properties which may be assigned some values. The student is the name of entity, and it has field or it has attributes where you can give some value or where you can store your data. Understood? So these four terms and two more terms, two or three terms I think are there. Next, fields, records, and file. Okay, sometimes this question is there in your board exam. Explain the terms, following terms related to data structure. So these three, yeah, before three, it is there in your exam. Now, what is field? Field is basically this place or any place or any area where we are storing information. So it is a single elementary unit of information representing an attribute of an entity. So this is the area where you can assign the values for the attribute of an entity. Okay, so field where simply if you can say it is basically a storage area where you are going to store something or assigning the values to the attribute of the entity. Okay, next is record. Now what is record? See, this collection of all the fields values, this is one record. Collection of field values of given entity. So my entity name is student. Okay, and the collection of field values and the attributes we have assigned some values like this hour is the name, age of that hour is now 25 years, gender is male, and education is B. So this is one record of so that is collection of field values of given entity. Okay, now next, if I have many records like this, I have one more record Lena, if I have one more record, so collection of all records makes file. Okay, the collection of records of entities in a given entity set is called file. So these are basic terms that you should know for your board exam. So yeah, I'm going with question wise also, and it is there in your TPS. I made this PPT mostly from TPS only. So you better refer TPS. Most of the questions in your board exams are from TPS only. Okay. So I think this is clear, very easy. This chapter is basically very easy chapter. Only difficult part is there in this algorithm that you have to, and you should understand once it is okay with you, okay, आपको समझ आ गया, then it is easy to learn. So we have 6 algorithm जो थोड़े से difficult है, but बाकी this whole chapter is very very easy and very scoring. So please learn all the questions from this chapter. Okay. Now next is Now we'll start with the introduction of data structure. This is also one question. What is data structure and what are the different types of data structure? Now this chapter name itself is data structure. What is data structure? Basically where you are organizing your data, where you are organizing your data and where the data elements are logically related, where the data elements are logically related. So how your collection of data is part of data structure and accessing of that data is also a part of data structure. So you should know the collection of data elements and how you are accessing the data element. It is a part of data structure. So data structure is basically logically related information and collecting of data and accessing of function is also called data structure. So we have mainly two types of data structure. First is linear data structure and second is non-linear data structure. Now, what do you mean by linear data structure? We have already done in 11th standard arrays. Okay, this word you have done this concept in C++. Array is basically what? It is basically collection of same types of elements which stores in consecutive manner. See, linear data array where the information or the data elements are stored in consecutive memory location. Consecutive memory location means one after another. So means if you know the first location of memory, you can easily get the address of any element of your data. Means it is storing one after another. Means if it is storing at from location 6000, okay, the first element if it is at 6000 of character type which takes only one memory location or one byte, then third location where it will be at, it is at 6003, means it is storing one after another or it is in consecutive manner. So we have two types of structure we were going to study in our this chapter: arrays and linked list. The linked list is also basically consecutive. They are not using consecutive memory location, but they are linear data structure. The difference between array and linked list you should know that we will do later on. But array where you can store data in a consecutive manner means when you are going to store data array in your memory, means you need consecutive memory location. But in case of linked list, you don't require consecutive memory location. If you know the first address, then or where the data is stored, along with data you will get the address of next information or next node. Okay, in second information, along with the information you will get the address of third node. So this way, a linked list you don't require consecutive location, but you need a link. Link means you need the address of next location. So in linear data array we have two types. In our syllabus we are using array and linked list. So data elements are stored in consecutive memory location or by using linked representation. Means you are accessing data linearly one after another. Understood? Now, what is non-linear data structure? Non-linear data structure means we are not following this method. Here, the data are not stored in linear order. Here, it is in hierarchical relationship. They are like parent-child relationship. Okay, so we have a left side, we have right side, we have parent, we have child, we have right child. This way means classification type जैसे हम करते हैं ना, so that is hierarchical structure. We have parent, then parent के children, again children के फिर से अगर वो then हम आगे further divide कर सकते हैं. So this grandparent, parent, children, this type of hierarchical relationship we are getting in non-linear. So we have tree in our syllabus, and one example is also given which you are going to study in higher classes, like in engineering we have graphs also. So in tree structure, our syllabus is having this tree structure which is following this hierarchical relation. Understood? So this is basically one more question from your board. What is data structure and what are the different types of data structure? So data structure where the informations or data elements are logically related, and collection of data and how you are accessing. See, types of data structure we have divided data structure based on their accessing. How we are accessing data. So we are accessing data or storing data in array form or in linked list form, or in non-linear data structure we are storing information in tree form. Okay. So this is one more question. Understood? I hope it is okay. Any doubt till now?
Ma'am, what's the point of using linked list if array already exists? I mean, what is the difference? I mean, what is the advantage of using that?
Linked list where you can use, you don't require consecutive memory location. Okay. If it is your array of 1,000 element, and if 1,000 memory consecutive memory locations is not there in your memory, then you cannot store array. In case of linked
Okay.
list, understood? In case of linked
Yes,
list,
ma'am.
you can use scattered area of your memory.
Okay, okay.
Every
Thank
location
you.
is having address of next location. This is
Yep,
linked.
got it. Yeah,
So next
yeah,
is
got it, ma'am.
one. Okay, so next we will start with next data operation. So we'll start with next question, and this is very important and very easy question. Every time it is there in your board exam, write the 6 data structure operation. So these are very actually we are using this based on array. We have all the algorithm, जितने भी 6 algorithm हम इसमें करेंगे वो सब array based ही करेंगे. Linked list based algorithms नहीं है आपके syllabus में. So take 6 data operation में the first one is traversing. Traversing means visiting each element of your data. Means if you have array of 10 numbers, understood? You are familiar with the array, na? Array of 10 numbers. So if you have stored data in that array, now if you want to modify that data, means okay, you want to add 5 in each array element, then what you have to do, you have to go to each and every data element and you have to update that. Means you have to go to that. So that is called traversing, visiting each element of data structure in order to perform some specific operation like searching, sorting. Means if you are searching something, so you have to go one by one. If you are doing with the linear searching, then you are going one by one. You are first comparing with the first element. If it is not matched, it will go to the next element like that. Means you are visiting each element of data structure once. I have not written here once, but when you are doing something, so if you are visiting each and every element once, then it is called traversing. So we have algorithms based on traversing uh, for array. Now next is insertion. Insertion means very easy. How to add elements in the given data structure. Means if your data structure is array, how to add one element. If you have 10 elements, I want to add. Means if you are in the in your class you have 10 students. If one more student is added, so I need to add in your class, na. The same way in array, if you want to add new elements, then we have insertion operation. Okay. Now, same way if you want to remove element from your data structure or from your array or any data structure, then that process is called deletion. The process of removing an element from the data structure is called deletion. Now, same way we have searching. Okay, searching means finding the location of an element. Means where your data is stored. Means if you have 10 numbers in your array and if you want to search something, then we have different methods. We have done algorithms little bit in data structure. Sorry, in chapter 2 algorithm. We have linear searching and we have binary searching. We have two types of searching. In linear searching, we have to compare with each and every element from the beginning. Now, what happened in binary searching? First, we need to arrange the data in either ascending or descending order, and then we have to find the middle value. And based on middle value, we have to see that our search is in first half or in the second half. If it is matching with the first half, then end point will change, and if it is matching with the second half, beginning point will change. So we have algorithm here also for linear searching as well as for binary searching. So means finding the location of an element in the data structure is called structure searching. Now what is sorting? Sorting means arranging of data either in ascending or descending order is called sorting. So we have bubble sort method. We already done that example of this one bubble sorting. Okay, in 11th standard we have done the example of bubble sorting where we have not done the algorithm because it is the part of your 12th standard syllabus. So we have that bubble sorting algorithm in this sorting operation. Merging means combining records of two sorted files into a single sorted file, that we can merge or we can combine two files into one file. So these are six data structure operation. Understood? So we will do algorithm for traversing, insertion, deletion, two algorithm for searching, linear searching and binary searching, and one algorithm for sorting, bubble sorting. So we don't have merging algorithm in our syllabus. So we will do six algorithm, two for searching, linear searching and binary searching. So this all operations we will or all algorithm based on array data structure. We don't have algorithms for linked list in our syllabus. In higher classes, we will be having that part also. Understood? So this is very important and very easy question. Or write the six data structure operation. Understood? Okay, so this is very basic, but sometimes this question is there. What are the different control structures which you are going to use in your data structure? So this you have already, since you have already done C++, so this is going to be very easy for you. But this question is there to in your exam, तो आपको वो आना चाहिए कि क्या उसमें what you have to write in that question. So what are the different structures for that? Control structure basically, what are the different control structure? We have branching control structure and we have iterative control structure. Okay, so here we have divided into three parts. So, sequence or sequential flow, we have sequence and sequential flow, conditional flow, and repetitive flow, which we also name as, you can say, loop structure or iterative structure, or selection logic or conditional logic, we can say branching structure. Branching structure, sequential structure means one after another, just like your simple algorithm adding of two numbers. So there is no condition, no loop. You have to take one number, then second number, then add number, and then display result. So that is sequential flow. where you have instructions which you are moving or which you are executing one after another without any condition or without any repetition. So why we are doing this? Because when we are writing algorithm or a program, I should know. So see, this is very easy for you because you have already done C++. But algorithm में कैसे फ्लो ये sequential और selection logic और loop structure use करते हैं, क्या उनका format है, that is there, and that you should know because afterwards we need to write 6 algorithms. Okay, so sequential flow कैसा रहता है? This is your sequential flow where you have instructions, means instruction 1, instruction 2, like that. Instruction 1, instruction, this is instruction 1, this is instruction 2, this is instruction 3. So in sequential logic, you are executing all the instruction sequentially one after another. So when we have done chapter 2 algorithms in 11th standard, so first we wrote the algorithm for addition of two numbers, then area of circle, then area of rectangle, like that simple algorithm where we have simple instruction like as I told you, addition of two numbers. So you get the two numbers, add the two number, display result. So these are three instruction for addition of two numbers. So every time you need to execute instruction sequentially. Sequentially means one after another. You should not, you cannot change the sequence of your instruction. Okay, so that is this is for simple program, but this is only for simple. We cannot do complicated program with the help of the sequential logic. So for that we have to give condition. We have to repeat something. So we have conditional flow and repetitive flow. Okay. So this is selection logic or conditional flow. In selection logic or collection flow, conditional flow, we have three types of structure: single alternative, double alternative, and multiple alternative. Single alternative, in this simple, in like your C++ if else structure. You have already done if else structure and you have already done programs based on that, like maximum of two numbers. So where in single alternative, that is the example of double alternative. In single alternative you have only condition, and based on condition you have module. You don't have any yes or no. If it is no, then it is end of your statement. Okay, if it is yes, then you will do some processing and then end of the statement. If it is no, then it is end of the statement. So you have only one module for that. Okay, next is double alternative. See, this is the example of double alternative where mostly we are using this double alternative, that based on condition we have two modules, for one for true and one for false. If the condition is true, we will execute. If the condition is true, we will execute this module, and if condition is false, we will execute this module. So if condition is true, means this way you have to write. Can you see in C++ how you are writing? If condition, then is not there. Then module A true block, else may there is no there is no column. But in algorithm, while writing algorithm, so you have to follow this format, that if condition then else colon, then you have to use this. So in this square bracket you can use to write for comments. If you want to write comments in your algorithm, you have to use square brackets. So understood double alternative. We have done many programs on that. Maximum of two numbers. So what is the condition यहाँ हम लिखते थे A is greater than. So this is your condition. If this is true, then print A, else print B. So this way we can use this double alternative structure or conditional flow. Means it changing the sequence of your program based on condition. So this is your double alternative structure. Next is multiple structure, multiple alternative. In multiple alternative, in multiple alternative, we have many conditions. So we have else if structure, else if ladder, or we can, the alternative is switch case structure in your C++. Or in your VB, it was select case structure. So we have alternative switch case, but we can't use switch case in algorithm. So we have to go with else if ladder. If first condition is true, we will have module A. Else of this, else of this if. Okay, this else of this if. In this we are checking one more condition. If this condition is true, we have module B. Else if, so this else is of B. If condition next, so we can check multiple condition. In double alternative and in single alternative, we can use those conditional structure for one to check one condition. But if you want to check multiple condition, or then you have to use either else if ladder or switch case structure. But in algorithm, you can use only else if structure. Understood? Now see, 2 minutes is left. 2 minutes left. So again, you have to join at 10 o'clock for second lecture.
मैम अभी चालू कर दो ना 10 o'clock क्यों रख
Okay, if you want, I can again. But you have to rejoin again, no?
यस मैम 2 मिनट लगेगा
Okay, we'll start. Okay, so this structure has the form multiple alternative. If condition is true, then we'll have module A. Else, in this we are checking one more condition. So this is multiple alternative. Okay, next is iterative logic. In iterative logic means loop structure. So we have two types of loop structure in this. So repeat for structure and repeat while structure. So for loop or while loop, like that. So it is used to what purpose? Iterative logic circuit, logics statement is used to execute a set of instruction based on condition. If you want to execute 10 times, so you can set a loop of 10, and that set of instruction will execute again and again till the condition is true. Once the condition will become false, it will automatically exit from loop. So this is iterative structure. Okay, this is for loop. How to use for loop. So I'll start in next class only. I'll explain. Less than 1 minute is left. So repeat for structure and repeat while structure. So is it okay with PPT pattern? Are you getting properly?
यस मैम